Hey everybody, welcome back. Thought we'd start off our stuff here with a joke of the day, try to get back to a little bit of normalcy in this non-normal time here. So let's take a look here, a little joke here. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle? Take a second. A tire. Ha! Get it? Tire? Right? Because on a bicycle there's two tires and on a tricycle there's three tires. Pretty neat, huh? Anyway, so our topic today is to introduce to you civil rights and civil liberties. And as you're thinking about things, that's our agenda today. Talking about the differences between civil rights and civil liberties. As you're going through this today, you're going to want to have this document open here because you're going to fill this in as you go along. This is posted up on Google Classroom. You'll fill this in as you go along with us today. This is also where will find your amendment refresher activity because the civil rights and civil liberties are all about amendments, especially the Bill of Rights. So you can use your textbook or use this presentation to complete this activity here. When you're all finished, learn about the differences between civil rights and civil liberties. So anyway, let's start talking here about stuff. So liberties versus rights. When you're talking about civil liberties, these are your constitutional protections against the government. So as you're thinking about this, your liberties are things that you're trying to keep the government from taking from you, right? You don't want the government to take away things from you, to take away your rights. These are your liberties, your freedoms. Civil rights are policies designed to protect people against arbitrary discrimination. It could be by the discrimination from the government, discrimination against other officials, discrimination from individuals. Usually we find constitutional amendments and Supreme Court cases that deal with your civil rights. Okay, so a little bit of a difference here. So one of the things you often hear about with civil rights and civil liberties are this idea of incorporation. Hopefully, I know we're not doing a vocab quiz, but hopefully you're taking a look at these vocab words. One of your words is incorporation. So as you take a look here, incorporation is super important because when the Bill of Rights was originally put into the Constitution by the anti-federalists, remember they wanted that Bill of Rights put in there. It only applied to the national government. Your rights and liberties did, and most discrimination and abuse that took place, as far as people trying to take away your rights, happened at the state level. So during the Civil War, one of the Civil War amendments that was put into place, the 14th Amendment, incorporates the Bill of Rights into state laws. Basically says that the states have to abide by the Bill of Rights and give everybody your Bill of Rights. However, it has been a gradual process. States still tried to argue that they did not have to give you rights that are listed in the Bill of Rights. So typically one court case at a time, they get incorporated into state law. So when you hear that word incorporation, that's what it's talking about. They get incorporated one right at a time into state laws. And like we said, this is all dealing with the 14th Amendment, and you can take a look at it here. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but it does have a couple of different parts to it. And as you're looking at it, the red part here deals with is the incorporation doctrine, right? That states can't take away your rights, privileges, and immunities clause of the Constitution. The yellow part deals with your civil liberties and due process, right? They can't take away your freedoms without the due process of law, which means they have to follow certain steps and procedures. They also cannot deny, and this is your green part, the civil rights, deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws, right? This is the equal protection clause. This is your civil rights. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're thinking about the 14th Amendment. A couple of court cases. The first one is not a required case, but our country has evolved over time. If you look at this Barron versus Baltimore, in 1833, they said the Bill of Rights does not apply to the states. But as time went on, we had another Supreme Court case, Skitlow versus New York. This was the first incorporation case that basically said the 14th Amendment was cool, and that freedom of speech and freedom of press does apply to the states. So first incorporation case, and really was the first time the Supreme Court got in and said, like, yes, the Bill of Rights does apply to the states. Right, so we're going to stop there with that today. A little introduction to civil rights and civil liberties. You should have enough there to, again, complete this activity. And again, civil rights and civil liberties is all about, can all be found in the amendment. So we want to make sure we know the amendments. So take a look here, especially the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments. Give a little summary. Is it a right or a liberty? And then copy and paste a little image in there to show me that you understand what this amendment is. You'll do this right on Google Classroom. And remember, when you're finished, make sure you click turn it in. And please, as you type on any document that we give you here over the next few weeks, please put it in a color other than black. Have a great day, everybody.